In this video, we're going to talk about the building block approach to creating video lessons. Say we want to create a video lesson that is approximately 1 hour long. Once you're more accustomed to the video creation process, you may want to create this 1 hour video lesson in one shot. We've already covered how to go about this process in previous videos. However, sometimes you may prefer to break down the video lesson into smaller parts of say 15 to 20 to 30 minutes and then eventually integrate all of them back together to form the final 1 hour video lesson. And this would often be the case, especially when you're first starting off in trying to learn and getting accustomed to the video creation process. I'm now going to go ahead and illustrate how to go about doing this. In this example, I'm going to break down a lesson on integration techniques into two parts. I'm now going to click on record and start with part 1. In this first part of the lesson, I'm going to talk about the substitution technique for integration. For the sake of illustration, let's say I have finished explaining this technique and now 30 minutes have passed by. I want to stop the recording and will save this CamRec file in the appropriate folder. I will name it Integration Techniques Part 1. As usual, once the video is on the timeline, we save it with a CamProj file extension and name it with the lesson name, which is Integration Techniques in this case. Say I am done for now and out of Camtasia. Now, when I am done with my break and want to get back to finishing the second half of the video lecture, I reopen Camtasia and then click on Recent Projects to find the CamProj file that I had just saved earlier. Or, I can also go through the longer process of clicking on Open Project and going back to the file's location. The first half of the lecture is now down here on the timeline. I shall continue with the recording. In the second part of the lesson, I'm going to talk about the substitution technique for integration. Again, for the sake of illustration, let's say I have finished explaining this technique and 30 minutes have passed. I save the CamRec in the appropriate folder. I'm going to call it Integration Techniques Part 2. And it now shows up in Camtasia down here on the timeline. For this lecture, I am now done with all the recordings and can start editing all of them together in one shot. Remember to frequently click on this Save Project button up here in order to save all the edits that are being made. Once you're done editing, you can produce the video and you're done with the lesson. Now, just as a quick recap, each of the unedited video recording parts is represented by the files with the CamRec file extension, where CamRec stands for Camtasia Recording. Each of the CamRec files is then combined together in one CamProj file, where CamProj similarly stands for Camtasia Project. When we make edits on the timeline, we're always changing the CamProj file. The CamProj file represents the whole edited video lesson that we eventually produce into an MP4 file using the CaliSage production settings. That's it for this video lesson. Thanks for watching.